All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today at the Dan Flannery Pool at Ames High School. The Ames High School girls versus the Mason City girls. Heat 1 Junior Varsity 200-yard medley relay. Lane 4 Ames, Lane 6 Ames, Lane 8 Ames. In the water for Ames in Lane 1, swimming the leadoff leg, Maddie Swartz. For Ames in Lane 6, Ella Wesselman, and in Lane 8, Lily Galvin. Order of events for today will be the 200 medley relay, followed by the 200 freestyle, the 200 individual medley, the 50 freestyle, and the 1 meter, followed by 1 meter diving and then a break. In the water second swimming in lane 4 will be Katie Campbell, lane 6, Hannah Song, and lane 8. I need to get the pronunciation on that one. Sabila Kateti. That's my best guess. Lane 6 for Ames, out to a large lead on the breaststroke here. Katie Campbell in lane 4 is a freshman. Hannah Song in lane 6 is a junior. And swimming in lane 8, Sabila is also a freshman. Swimming the butterfly legs, we have Liesl Snyder in lane 4, a sophomore. Mason Smith, a sophomore, in lane 6. And Daniel Randick, a junior, in lane 8 for Ames. Swimming the freestyle or anchor legs, lane 6 is Greta Goodman. Lane 4 will be Annalise Johnson, and lane 8 will be Sophie Fox. Sophie and Annalise are freshmen. Greta is a sophomore at Ames. We're glad you're able to join us today here at the new pool. It's just amazing if you were ever in the old Ames pool to be in this new pool. It is just wonderful. 10 competition lanes, 5 warm-up and cool-down lanes. Today we won't be using any lanes beyond 2 through 9. Varsity races will be in 3 through 8. I think JV races may go up as high as lanes 2 through 9. And then 1 and 10 won't be used today. So next we have the 200-yard medley relay. Varsity. Mason City swimming in lane 3 will be Anna Marie Hansen, Lauren Halverson, Bailey Nastrom, Madison Haas. Lane 4 for Ames, Evelyn Light, Alex Powers, Katie Stroutman, and Suri Hansen. Lane 5 for Mason City, Grace Hare, Aspen Cole, Taylor Halverson, and Jenna Braun. Lane 6 will be for Ames, will be Melissa Ning, Reese Weiner, Anja Robertson, and Sailor Horace. Lane 7 for Mason City, Karina Herrick, Molly Conway, Lena Frank, and Anna Swiggle. In lane 8 for Ames, Liz Mitchell, Lily Haug, Hadley Boshart, and Lily Van der Linden. The early lead to Melissa Ling in lane 6 for Ames. She actually swims much like her older brother, long stretches of distance on the underwater turns and starts. 29:19 split for her, and onto the breaststroke leg. Out in lane 6 for Ames, Reese Weiner. For Mason City in lane 5, Aspen Cole. Right there with Alex Powers in lane 4. Nice exchange there in lane 6 for Ames. Swimming the butterfly, Anja Robertson. For Ames in lane 6, Taylor Halverson. For Mason City in lane 5, Katie Strootman in lane 4 for Ames. The Ames squad in lane 6 extending their lead as we get to the anchor leg. For the anchors here, we have Sailor Horace for the Ames squad in lane 6, Jenna Braun for Mason City in lane 5, Suri Hansen for Ames in lane 4. In lane 3 for Ames, Madison Haas. Lane 7, Anna Swiggle for Mason City. And in lane 8 for Ames, Lily van der Linden. To the wall first, the Ames squad in lane 6, followed by Mason City in lane 5, and the Ames squad in lane 4. Appears the school record in this race was 1 minute and 43 seconds. That is blazing fast. I can't see all the names, but it looks like Jaslyn Horace, Molly Weiner, Sophie Sorensen, and I'm missing one on my sheet here. So moving on to the 200-yard varsity, junior varsity, 200-yard freestyle. Lane 4 for Ames, Hannah Tice. Lane 6, Clara Fields and Maya Smith in lane 8. Hannah Tice in lane 4 for Ames has a best time of 2 minutes 34.84 seconds. She's a junior. Clara Fields in lane 6 for Ames is a senior with the best time of 2 minute 18.28 seconds. And Maya Smith, a sophomore, does not have a best time in this race. Not sure if she recently moved in or just hasn't swum this event at Ames High School, but she is the first to the wall at the 50 in a 30.27, followed by Clara and Hannah. see where Maya's at with her 100 split here. So it's going to be 33.83 for the last 50. 110. Actually, it would have been faster than that. The clock doesn't show the 100 splits. Something we'll probably have to work on. Try to improve the numbers for our audience here on the scoreboard. Maya still in the lead, followed by Clara and Hannah. At the 150, Hannah turns at about 139. The 35.44 split, 35.98 for Clara in lane 6. Looks like all three of the swimmers have swam this race pretty consistently based on the splits I've seen so far. Looks like Maya's going to come to the wall in first, followed by Clara. 2:15 flat for Maya, 2:18.71 for Clara. Both swimming about 35.5 for their second 50. Pretty much identical to their third 50s. And Hannah comes in, just off of her best time with a 2:36. Her best time previously was 2:34.84. So now we have the varsity heat of the 200 freestyle. Mason City in lane 3, freshman Kayla Eide. Lane 4, Elizabeth Powers, a junior for Ames. Lane 5, a senior for Mason City, Marie Manternack, sophomore for Ames. In lane 6, Riley Snakenberg. In lane 7 for Mason City, Mary Fox, a senior. And for Ames, a junior in lane 8, Maya Fowler. School record in this event, 1 minute 50.92 seconds. Based on best times I see here, that probably won't be threatened today. But you never know. This is a new season. New swimmers, new years. So pretty even so far in lanes 4 through 6. Elizabeth Powers, Marie Manternack, and Riley Snakenberg. Looks like the two Ames swimmers turned just a fraction before the Mason City swimmer there, but it's still pretty tight, especially for first and second between Elizabeth and Riley. Marie falling back to about a body length behind. Elizabeth, no, maybe not. I was thinking maybe she was getting a little bit of a lead, but still super close. Elizabeth comes in with this race with a best time of 2 minutes 4.75 seconds. Riley Snakenberg 2 minutes 2.28 seconds. And Marie Manternack in lane 5, 2 minutes 27.16 seconds. Still crazy even between Elizabeth and Riley there in lanes 4 and 6. Riley maybe just creeping out to just a little bit. Maybe a few tenths of a second lead at the 150. Riley ever so slightly starting to pull away from Elizabeth at this point. Though I might say Elizabeth has slightly better turns, makes up a little with each turn, and then Riley tends to pull away in each of these last few 25s. So we got Riley first to the wall in 1:59.97, a best time, followed by Elizabeth Powers in 2 minutes 0.48 seconds, a best time for her. Marie Manternack's going to have a huge improvement over her best time, 18-second improvement from 2:17 to 2:09. Congratulations to her on such a big time drop. Fourth, Maya Fowler in 2:13.98. First time she's ever swam this event. And then Looks like we might still have a little work. There we go. Everything got straightened out on the scoreboard there. First through 6, you can see it there. Riley, Elizabeth, Marie, Maya, Kaya, and Mary. Next up, the 200-yard individual medley junior varsity. Swimming in lane 2, Katie Campbell, a freshman for Ames. She's an exhibition swimmer. In other words, however she does won't count in the scoring for the junior varsity race today. Swimming in lane 4 for Ames, Alex Powers, also a freshman. She has the best time of 2 minutes 28.29 seconds. Olivia Knudsen, a junior for Ames, in lane 6, 2 minutes 28 flat for her. Let's see. Lily Haugen, lane 8 for Ames, a senior. She's also swimming exhibition, so she will not count in the JV points race, but she has the best time of 2 minutes 38.93 seconds. And Mason Smith in lane 9 for Ames, a sophomore, does not have a time in this race, though she is out to the early lead after the butterfly. Her backstroke is looking pretty nice. She appears to be hanging on to or perhaps extending her lead. Mason, awfully even between Olivia and Alex. They're in lanes 6 and 4. Olivia with stretching that lead out to about a body length over this last 25. Coming up on the breaststroke for everyone now. This often is a deal breaker for some people. It seems to be the stroke that has the biggest difference between the fastest and the slowest swimmers, and you can see that a little bit with Olivia gaining on Mason, actually passing Mason down in lane 9. Olivia now in the lead for Ames, followed by, looks like Alex Powers has moved past Mason in this breaststroke. Solid breaststroke from Olivia and Alex here. 41 seconds, and both 41 seconds in the breaststroke for Olivia and Alex. Now into the last leg of the 200 individual medley, the freestyle. Looks like it's going to be Olivia coming in first, Alex Powers in second, and Mason Smith looks like she'll be third. Just as a reminder, Katie Campbell in lane 2 and Lily Hauger swimming exhibition, so they won't show up in the final junior varsity results. 2:23.51 for Olivia Knudsen. That's actually about a 5-second time drop from her best time. 2:27 for Alex Powers. That's a 1-second time drop for her over best time. That's a solid way to start your season with your very first meet having best time. So kudos to those young women. Lily in lane 8 swims 1 second better than her best time with a 2:37. All right, varsity 200-yard individual medley. In lane 3, Laura Halverson, a sophomore for Mason City. Lane 4, Andra Robertson, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 5, Aspen Colson, a junior for Mason City. Lane 6, Reese Weiner, a junior for Ames. Lane 7, Madison Haas, a junior for Mason City. And in lane 8, Jalen Light, a freshman for Ames. Reese Weiner's best time in this event, swimming in lane 6, 2 minutes, 17.6 seconds. And Jalen Light, swimming in lane 8, has the best time of 2 minutes, 25.39 seconds. Swimming the leadoff is the butterfly, as always. Take a second here to just let everyone know at home that individual scoring in both the junior varsity and the varsity competition, first place gets 6 points. I think we might be having some internet connection issues. We apologize for that. All things you need to work on in a brand new high school. We'll probably have to let the people here know that sometimes we have some intermittent internet speeds. So anyway, welcome back. Here we are in the breaststroke. Andra still with a little bit of a lead in the breaststroke, followed very closely by Aspen Cole and Reese Weiner. This could be a tight one all the way to the end. Tightening up even as we get near the end of the breaststroke. It's going to be Andra first with a 39.25 and a 39.29 breaststroke, with Reese with a 37 making up some huge ground on that breaststroke. Might still be gaining on Andra now. Andra first to the wall, though, with 25 to go. Reese ever so slowly closing, but will she have enough pool to catch Andra? Looks like she's going to come up just a little short. Andra to the wall first in 2:14.19, followed close by Reese in 2:14.78, and Aspen from Mason City in 2:15.7. It's actually a 3-second improvement for Reese in this event over her best time that she previously had in high school. Lane 8, Jalen Light finishes fourth in 2:22.81. That's about a 2.5-second time improvement for her. So, there's a lot of fantastic swims happening already today that show huge improvement for a lot of these swimmers. And Lauren Halverson finishes fifth in 2:31, and Madison House in 2:54.06. So the girls' 50-yard freestyle. Up next, we have 3 heats of this in the junior varsity. There's many of these swimmers, all but 6 of them, will actually be swimming exhibition, and their times won't count in the points competition. So Sabila Katetti swimming in lane 2 in this first heat for Ames, freshman. Sophie Fox for Ames in lane 9, in lane 4 of freshman. Lane 5, Maggie Weber, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 6, Stella Ellis, a freshman from Ames. And lane 8, Claire Wang, also a freshman from Ames. And lane 2, Sabila has a best time of 39.63. Sophie Fox in lane 4, 36.64. Stella Ellis in lane 6 has a best time of 38.96. The other swimmers don't have previous times posted in this particular race. Just let everyone know the seating here at Ames is so much more than what we had before, and up above the pool, so you have a much better view. I don't know the official count, but I think I could easily say there's at least 3 times as much swimming as we've ever had before. First to the wall, Claire Wang in a 30.30, followed by Danielle Randick in 36.35 in lane 4. All right, heat 2. Swimming in lane 2, Liesl Snyder, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 3, Miley Havig, a freshman for Mason City. Lane 4, Danielle Randick, a junior for Ames. Lane 5, Kylie James, a junior for Mason City. Lane 6, Lily Galvin, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 8, Annalise Johnson, a freshman for Ames. And in lane 9, Paige Doolin, a senior for Mason City. Out to the earlier lead is Annalise Johnson in lane 8 for Ames. She'll be first to the 25. Followed by Lily Galvin in lane 6. Lily's coming up quick on Annalise. Will she hold her off? No, Lily Galvin gets her at the end with a 33.32. 1/100th off Lily's best time of 33.31. Annalise, though, while getting second, she still managed to drop over 2 seconds off of her best time. Kudos to her. Swimming in heat 3 in lane 3, Lena Frank, a junior for Mason City. Lane 4, Ella Wesselman, a senior for Ames. Lane 5, Brooklyn Young, a sophomore for Mason City. Lane 6, Liz Mitchell, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 7, Molly Conway, a junior for Mason City. I'm swimming in lane 8. Lily Vanderlinden, a freshman for Ames. Same as it always is. I sent it to Joe. If you look up ACSD Sports Stream, you should find it. Oh, we're going to have a dead heat at the first 25 here between lanes 4, 6, and 8. Ella Wesselman, Liz Mitchell, and Lily Vanderlinden. Looks like Ella might be creeping out. Oh, wait a minute. Lane 8 down there. Oh, it is. It's Ella Wesselman, followed by Lily Vanderlinden and Liz Mitchell for first, second, and third. 28:38 is the best time for Ella. Liz, not a best time for her, and 28:81 also a best time by a second for Lily Vanderlinden. Nice improvement there. All right, Varsity. Go to the YouTube app and look for it and you'll find it. All right, Varsity 50 free. Swimming in lane 3, Anna Marie Hansen, a junior for Mason City. Swimming in lane 4, Alex Harzwick. I believe she's actually a senior for Ames. Lane 5, Jenna Braun, a senior for Mason City. Lane 6, Sailor Horace, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 7, Karina Herrick, a freshman for Mason City. And lane 8, Suri Hansen, a sophomore for Ames. Out to the early leads, Sailor Horace, followed closely by Jenna Braun. Alex Harzwick and Suri Hansen. Right in there for second, third, and fourth with the Mason City girl. All right. So Sailor Horace, second Suri Hansen, third Jenna Braun, fourth Alex Harzwick. Let's see if we got any best times in there. 25:38 is a best time for Sailor. 26:34 is a best time for Suri. And now the times are gone. So, hey. So we're moving on to the diving segment. There do not appear to be any junior varsity swimmers. I'm sure we have some Ames divers, but they don't show up on my heat sheet here. All I see is Mason City divers. Let's see if we can't get you a little better view of diving here. After the diving, we'll have a 15-minute break, but don't go away because we're trying something new this year. I'm going to have a little poolside chat, if you will, even though I'm up at the top of the bleachers. Let's call it a poolside chat. We'll have a poolside chat with Ames High School Athletic Director Lyle Fetters just to talk a little bit about the new facilities here at Ames High School, the new athletic facilities, and how that is going to benefit Ames High School this year and many years into the future. We'll also talk about the outlook for fall sports, and maybe we can get all of you some information about the Dan Flannery pool dedication that's happening later this month. Hopefully everything besides maybe a occasionally a poor internet connection. Hopefully everything else is working well, live stream wise. I'll have to go back and look at that later and figure out what improvements we can make technically. Got some new cameras this year since we're so much farther from the pool. So we got several zoom levels to try to get you a little closer to the action, particularly here with the dives. As the divers get a few minutes here, a chance to warm up, get themselves wet again before the diving starts. For those of you who may be joined late, I might give you a quick peek at the entire pool facility here. It's just absolutely gorgeous relative to the dome. A lot of wonderful things happen in the dome, a lot of great memories for a lot of swimmers. But as just quality of facility goes, this is a wonderful facility. As you can see from the shot here, we have 10 competition lanes. And 5 warm-up and cool-down lanes, and then 2 diving boards instead of 1. For those of you that like to look at the pictures, the lighting here is just wonderful. William Jenks, who has done and is still doing the photography during the boys and girls high school swim season. I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, but I'm sure he is absolutely thrilled to have this quality of light to be able to take pictures. So that should result in a lot of wonderful photos for people's future memories. I am. I was assuming so. If you go to the YouTube app, or actually the YouTube site, depending on, and look for ACSD Sports Stream. ACSD. Yep. Space Sports Space Stream. You should find it. Okay. I think it's technically called Sports Stream 2, but okay. You should be able on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube. If they can't find it, come back and I'll try to help some more. So, thank you. Yep, you're welcome. Sorry, had to take a question for somebody trying to find the live stream link. Love to help people find their way to listen to this. So let me take you back to the diving here. Not that we're quite ready yet, but it looks like you should be able to see everything you want on our picture-in-picture with the scoreboard. At some point, for those of you who may have watched in the past, we were tied in to the actual timing system and had some nice graphics to go along with things down in the bottom corner. However, the new school has a whole new timing system, and there's a few things we need to work on. Maybe we'll have that at some point in time, but until then, we got a lovely picture-in-picture view of the scoreboard. So you can get all the splits, and in this case, the scores for the divers. I'm sure we'll be starting soon with the actual dives. Just a reminder that I see him headed this way, but we won't talk to him until afterwards. But after the diving's done, we'll talk to Lyle Fedders about Ames High School. You're muted too, but they haven't even started the dives. Okay. I thought it was late. No, my guess is you still got 15 minutes. I think they're about done. Or maybe that was the first dive. We got to be about ready to start. So. Yeah, I figured we could just talk about how the new facility helps, athletics. We could talk.
Saw your questions.
Yeah.
You can try to pull them up too.
Yeah. And then kind of the outlook on all the fall sports. And then I don't know if you have anything extra on. I heard there was, the Dan Flannery pool dedication later in the month. So I don't know. And now all the. Do you do athletics and activities or just okay? We could even talk about activities if you want to. That's fine. We should zoom in on William down there. Is he taking a nap down there on the deck? Or on the... Yeah, I've got with the new cameras. I do have presets, so I don't think we're getting picked up on the pool mic. I don't think it's pretty quiet anyway. So yeah, right now we're zoomed in on the divers. So, I haven't quite been daring enough, but I have that one that can zoom in on each lane as they announce the names. Oh wow! But I haven't done that yet today. I might just need to get through the first meet, before I try adding more things to it.
Is there anything up lane 10 up there, or is that hard to see?
It's up there, so not. I mean, you can see it. I mean, obviously, where we are, you got a lot of heads in the way. It's kind of nice, which maybe that's only a real problem for club meets. Since we only swim, 6 for varsity in the middle of the pool, that's not a problem. I wonder if I can get the audio feed, because she knows a lot better what to say about the dive than I do.
I was going to talk to Joe afterwards and see if they could connect the starting horn into the audio system.
Might just have to be kind of quiet up here so the pool mic can pick up the lady talk.
6.0, 6.5, 6.0. Dive 3, Leah's dad, Ames High School, 201C, back, side, tuck, difficulty 1.5.
The internet connection up here gets kind of goofy once in a while. I don't know if the whole building's that way right now or what.
It is a little bit, yeah. And especially down where the locker rooms are, the cell phone reception is awful.
A lot of concrete and dirt around there. Yeah, I noticed my connection to the YouTube, something goes yellow and red an awful lot. And I can tell when I do speed tests up here that it isn't a consistent connection, so I'm not sure what the deal is. But
While we're waiting, the concession stand is open. We have a great meal deal. There's a piece of pizza and soda for just $5. I'd like to make your way there.
Instead of having the tripods.
yeah, probably just
Yeah. Now,
there I noticed it's not particularly there. It's never that part is
Wait until they're all the way done, Tony, or
well. Normally it moves along a little better than this. I'm not sure. Do they have a problem or something? Afraid about the time we start, they'll get back into the flow of diving. I mean, the other option, if you, I don't know how long this will be, if you need to get back to volleyball or something.
my daughter's playing volleyball right now.
Oh,
Actually, so
well, the other option would be there's another 15-minute break right after the 200 free relay.
because it's a 15-minute break after driving.
Right, which is where we were going to do this, but I get you want to watch your daughter, totally. So if you want, we could actually do it after the 200 free relay.
Come back then.
I don't know when that is. I mean,
You can text me if you want, actually.
sure, if you're.
5-5.
Oh, yeah, I left my pen in the car. Go ahead, start this way. Whoops. None of the autocorrects are right. Apparently I can't type. All right. 515.
450 9830.
All right, I'll text you like when the 200 free relays start.
I think they're about just ready to start, so I'll just pop back over.
Okay.
Reddit dive is 2023. Back 1 somersault height. Difficulty 146. Diver 6, Rosa Monarch, Mason City High School. 201A, back tie, took difficulty 145. 2.0, 1.0, 1.5. Diver 2, Alina Marcuccia, dive 5223D, back 1, somersault, 1.5, TW3. Next is Leah Stagg, 202A, back 1, somersault, straight, 1.7 difference. Degree of difficulty 1.2, forward dive top. Dive 6, Lucy York, dive 202C, back 1, somersault tuck, degree of difficulty 1.5. Round 3, Maggie Houston, dive 201A, back dive straight, degree of difficulty 1.7. Alina Marcuccia, dive 104B, forward 2 somersaults height, degree of difficulty 2.3. Diver 4, Ames stack. Dive 5221D. Back 1 somersault, half twist, 3. Degree difficulty, 1.7. The dive is 202C, back 1 somersault tuck with a degree of difficulty 1.5. number 8, 401C, inward dive tuck, degree of difficulty 1.4. Difficulty 1.8. 1.6. Difficulty 1.6. Difficulty 1.4. The end of round 6. Thank you to all of our riders.
Do we do this now, or do you want to do it later?
There's not another break, actually. Boys there is, girls there's not.
We can do it now.
That's what Joe said. So
Well, maybe they changed it. That's very possible.
All right, everybody. Now we have a 15-minute break while we get the pool put back in order and the girls have a chance to warm up again. And while we're doing that, like I said earlier, we're going to have our poolside chat today. Hopefully a new feature we can have to maybe educate a little bit on Ames High School athletics and activities, and then just community swimming here in Ames. So my first guest today is Lyle Fetters, is it athletic and activities director, or is it, what is your title?
It's activities director.
Activities director. Thank you for correcting me. So we've obviously got this gorgeous pool, and to be honest, I haven't been in the rest of the building. So tell me a little bit about the new athletic facilities and how they'll impact all of your activities and athletic teams this year.
I mean, we've had the community tours and all the other fun stuff where people have been able to get into the building and see it. And just I think the first take of every single person is they're just astonished by, one, the pure size of the building, but also when you walk into them, they feel first class and they look first class. And that's something that I think was a really big move by the school district, as well as the architects and the designers, to try to make this a first class environment, not only for athletics, but also on the academic wing as well. And so when you go from whether it's a swimming pool or to our turf gym, which I think is the only one I've seen in the high school,
Turf gym. Can I stop you for a second and
Yeah, go
ask
ahead.
you what's special about a turf gym?
So it's essentially the size of like a normal gym, except it's got turf on it. So we can baseball and softball can hit there during bad weather or during cold. Golf can go in there and hit. Our cross country teams right now have been using it as a warm up and cool down area. Soccer can go in there and kick balls around. So it's a really cool area for those sports that sometimes get a little neglected when you come inside.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's see. New auditorium.
So the auditorium, that's probably the piece of the project that's the farthest behind right now.
Okay.
It's the seats are in, the lighting and the sound system are quite a ways out yet. So I think we're gonna be able to start using it hopefully in October to put
Okay.
people in there. But it's state of the art. It's got a hydraulic orchestra pit. From what I'm being told, again, I haven't seen them work yet, but the lighting, the sound system, everything that goes into providing a production is top notch. I actually had one person that's big into theater arts and production says he thinks it's going to be the most technologically advanced auditorium in the state outside of the civic centers or in some of the universities.
Wow. Well, that's okay. So I need to come to the first production,
I
is
think
what
that'd
you're
probably
saying.
be a good idea. Yeah.
And maybe the second and the
Yeah.
third and so on.
It seats about 1,000. So
Okay, that's a nice size.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than the last auditorium, but it's going to be a really cool venue for years to come. And we're super excited for our athletes or for our students to be able to get in there and start using it and just have another meeting space for our students as well. So
Yeah, well, I don't know. Does Ames High, do they often use a big auditorium like that? Like, would they use the auditorium for other things other than, stage productions?
Yeah, so we'll have two different plays, a fall and a spring play. And then we'll also have a musical.
Okay.
And then our orchestra, of course, is now going to start to use that, as well as our band. Our band used to always have concerts in the gym, which a gym isn't great for acoustics. So, it's going to provide a huge benefit to our fine arts department, who had, just kind of some difficulties in our old space, whether it was the old auditorium or the main gym. But in terms of the facilities, though, I mean, we're seeing, we've seen a little uptick in fall participation, and particularly on our inside sports. But then also, we're seeing kids take really good care of the facility, which is awesome. Because, I mean, they're living in a facility right now that is probably rivaling some small colleges, to be honest.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm going to have to get around here more, My son actually went to Gilbert High School, but swam for Ames, and so most of what I saw was the pool all the time. So I'm obviously going to have to come and check out some other things.
Yeah, the old pool, as cool as it was, it left a lot to be desired. This is it has to be. I'd have to do the numbers here. This has to be the largest crowd I've seen at a swim meet. It was hard to tell compared to the old pool, but it's definitely larger than what I can remember. We actually ran out of programs tonight. So that's a telltale sign that we probably had a little bigger crowd than we expected.
Right. My best guess, and I told people this earlier, is I'm guessing you can seat probably 3 times as many people and more comfortably than
Easily,
at the old
we could
pool.
sit about 6 to 650, depending on how comfortable you want to get.
So maybe 4 times as many
I
people.
think probably in the old pool, we were pushing maybe 200.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, 3 to 4 times as many
and then
people.
You were right on each other.
Yep.
Right on the pool deck.
Well, it's a great view up here too. When you look down at the pool, able to see all the lanes clearly, and super nice to have 5 warm up and cool down lanes.
Absolutely. That provides just that extra athlete kind of piece that we were looking for. It's cool to have 10 lanes, but it's also great to have that warm up and cool down pool. It just helps athletes stay in that kind of their zone and. What you'd see, whether it's in the Olympics or big-time college venues.
And obviously, there, the ACAC, the local club team, does practices and uses this facility as well. And I know Mike Peterson, the coach of the club, is really excited about the facility. And I happened to be here testing some of the live stream stuff the other night when they were doing tryouts for the club. Maybe tryouts is a little too fancy of a word for it, but. And I had one of the people helping that night tell me that they had 2 nights of tryouts, And the first night was already more people than they had ever had that came to a tryouts. And they had a whole nother night, a few days later. So
I mean, so yeah,
it obviously creates some excitement about
the building,
sports.
of course, is just it's sparked enthusiasm, not only in the student body, staff, but I think also in the community. We had over 1,500 people attend the public tours back the last weekend of August, which we didn't think that many people would come through, but it was busy for 4 hours straight. But then also, just looking at some of the gates that we've had already, our volleyball gates have been larger. Swim gates are going to be larger.
Clearly, if you ran out of programs.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see what our basketball gates look like, because I think people, especially from communities outside of Ames, are just they're gonna want to come take a look at this place and really see it. And,
even other people in town.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So it's really cool. The swimming pool. We're gonna have a dedication here on September 25th, and that would be the dedication of the swimming pool to Dan Flannery.
Yeah.
That's September 25th at 2:00. So we're inviting the community out to come take a look and be part of that dedication. And we're also dedicating the Harrison Barnes Gymnasium on September 15th.
Okay.
At 7:00, and Harrison will actually be here for that night. So we got a couple cool things going on. It was cool to see. Harrison, Doug McDermott gave some money as well. He helped upgrade the weight room.
They played together, right? High school?
Absolutely.
Here at Ames.
And so, we have the opportunity to do things right in this building, and so far we've done them. It's not 100% complete yet. When you walk in here, the walls are bare, right? But this is all taking time. We know all the aesthetic stuff is going to come.
Yep.
So we're really trying to hammer home, really, to get everything right. And make sure, hey, we're going to put a leaderboard up. What is that going to look like?
Yeah.
And make sure we get it right the first time, so we're not coming back and having to do it again later.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful the way it is, but yeah, when you get, the leaderboard and Ames High or AHS or whatever you're putting on here, and it'll just make it that much nicer. We got a few more minutes. Do you want to talk a little bit about the outlook on fall sports, and maybe if there are some other activities not sports related that you'd want to talk about? That'd be great.
Football team's 2-0. They travel over to Iowa City High on Friday. That'll be a tough test. City High's rated in the top 10. I really do think the football team has a great chance to make the playoffs this year in 5A. They missed it by like a spot or two last year, and I think they probably have the ability to crack into those playoff spot this year. Girls cross country got third last year at the state meet. They brought back every single runner but one scorer.
Well, that's exciting. I'm an old cross country guy at heart, so I'm
cross country in high school
all right.
as well. So that's near and dear to my heart. I actually think they have a shot to be that top, be a state champion or a runner up. It just depends on how everybody kind of comes together through and we stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, boys
avoiding
cross
injury.
Country, we had one state qualifier, we had an individual qualifier last year. But man, at our Kirk Schmaltz invite last Thursday, the boys team showed up. They got sixth in a really hard field. And we had two kids finish in the top 15 there. So they're looking like maybe they have an outside shot, maybe to get a team in if they can get their 3, 4, and 5 to come with them.
That's exciting.
Let's see here. What do I got left? Swimming, girls swimming. We've been a powerhouse for 10 years. We've won 8 of the last 10 state titles. I know Waukee's really tough this year. This team's young, but man, we've definitely got some talent out here. I think we got a chance to be a dark horse anyway when it comes to that
definitely a solid team. Maybe not the dominance
Yep.
that we've seen in the past, but I agree that this is still a very solid
this team's
team.
got some stuff to show. In terms of when you get into some of the other activities.
Let's not forget volleyball.
Oh, and volleyball. So volleyball.
In case we got some Ames people or anybody else for that matter.
Well, my daughter plays volleyball. I almost forgot it. No, volleyball, they swept Marshalltown the other night. I think that's one of the first sweeps we've ever had against a conference foe. And so they actually have been playing really well. And if they can continue to put it together, I actually think they can win a conference championship, which would be the first time in probably 7 or 8 years that they've contended for a conference championship.
That would be exciting for them.
So,
yeah.
But no, outside of the athletic realm, our band is awesome. Come out and watch them on Friday nights. They put on a great show.
Every Friday night?
Just at the home football game.
Oh, just okay. I wasn't sure when you said Friday nights.
Every home football game, they perform at halftime, and so they do a really good job for us as well.
Fantastic. Anything else real quick related
I
to
don't think so. I
activities?
mean, I just threw out those 2 different dates that love to have as many people come out and participate in and sit and dedicate the gym and also the pool here. So September 15th for the Harrison Barn.
Well, Lyle, I appreciate your taking some time to come up and visit with everybody listening today, and appreciate everything you do here at Ames High to make things happen and your desire to try to do things right. So
No problem.
Thanks
for
again.
having me on. Maybe we'll do it again.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you later. Awesome. I got you muted here too. So thanks very much. That was awesome. All right, back to swimming, everyone. Here we are with I got to get my right sheet here before I say what we're doing here. 100-yard butterfly. I guess I could look too. So 100-yard butterfly junior varsity. In lane 4 for Ames, Maddie Schwartz, a senior. And in lane 8, Mason Smith, a sophomore for Ames. This is probably has to be one of the toughest races or one of the toughest strokes in swimming is the butterfly. It is just really hard to go much more than a 200 in the butterfly when it comes to a race. So the 100 can be pretty tough too if it's not a stroke that you're used to. So anybody that can swim this, kudos to them. Looks like Mason's out quick. Neither of our swimmers today have times on record, so these will be their best times, the times they get today. So strong finish there from Mason, a 107.24 for her, a new best time. Maddie Schwartz coming in. Like I say, this is one tough stroke. So nice. Good job for her. Strong all the way to the wall. 120.67 for her. Next up, we have the 100-yard butterfly varsity. In lane 3. Lane 3 will have Taylor Halverson for Mason City, a senior. Lane 4, Sailor Horace, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 5, Aspen Cole, a junior for Mason City. Lane 6, Melissa Ning, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 7, Bailey Nostrom, a senior for Mason City. And in lane 8, Elizabeth Powers, a junior for Ames. You can watch Melissa Ning on this start in lane 6. She'll be most likely the last one to come up, and there she is. She doesn't let me down. Her family, historically, her older brother, all very good at underwaters. You can see again, she runs a long ways before she comes up. But out to the lead here at the 50. Looks like we got Sailor Horace is going to hits the 50 in 28.02, followed by Elizabeth Powers in 29.39 and Melissa Ning in just over 30. Looks like Sailor's likely to win this. Elizabeth probably second. Bit of a dogfight between Melissa Ning and Aspen Cole of Mason City for this third spot. Though it looks like Melissa's going to hold her off for third and sneak right in there behind Elizabeth. 101.41 for Sailor, 101.96 for Elizabeth Powers, 102.87 for Melissa Ning, and 104.14 for Aspen Cole. That's actually a best time for Melissa by just under 2 seconds. And then Taylor Halverson out there in lane 3, who finished 5th in 105.64. That's actually a best time for her by 4 seconds. Next up, we're going to have the 100-yard freestyle for junior varsity. We have 2 heats of that. The first heat, lane 2, Annalise Johnson, a freshman from Ames. Lane 3, Miley Havig, a freshman from Mason City. Lane 4, Liesel Snyder, a sophomore from Ames. Lane 6, Maggie Weber, a sophomore from Ames. Lane 7, Kylie James, a junior from Mason City. And swimming in lane 8, Claire Wang, a freshman for Ames. As before, a lot of these swimmers are swimming exhibition and won't actually count in the junior varsity scoring, which I should probably look up for all of you listening in case you're curious of the score. Out to the early lead in this heat, we have Claire Wang swimming in lane 8. Actually a pretty substantial lead for her. She's like running away with this heat. .32.31 for her on the first 50 split. And we're going to be a good 6 seconds back. 39.7 seconds back. 39.14, 40.37, 41.34, 41.32. Claire Wang bringing it home strong to the finish here. Looks like I may have found the scores for all of you at home. In the junior varsity race, Ames currently leads 61-3 in the junior varsity. In the varsity, Ames leads 61-27. Claire Wang, 107.55 for her. That is, everybody in this heat's going to get a best time today. They all have no time. So kudos to all the swimmers. Claire Wang first in 107.55, followed by Miley Havig in 122.37, and Annalise in 123. So heat number 2, lane 3, Anna Swagel, a senior for Mason City. Lane 4, Sophie Fox, a freshman from Ames. Lane 5, Brooklyn Young, a sophomore from Mason City. Lane 6, Hadley Beauchart, a senior for Ames. And in lane 8, Stella Ellis, a freshman for Ames. You see people that have best times in this heat. We have Sophie Fox in lane 4 with the best time of 1 minute 28.53 seconds. Hadley Beauchart in lane 6, 1 minute 5.95 seconds. And in lane 8, Stella Ellis, 1 minute 29.19 seconds. No surprise that Hadley Beauchart is out ahead of the field. Turns in 30.41. I would say that gives her a pretty good chance of getting a best time. I would think she would be maybe 103, 104 if she can hold that pace, but we'll have to see if she can. Up there in lane 3, we got Anna Swagel looking very smooth with her stroke in the water. In second place, Anna Swagel coming to the wall strong. See if I'm right in that 103, 104. Yeah, 103.62. That's a best time for her today. Second place, Anna Swagel in 113.77. Third, Brooklyn Young, 119.77. And then fourth, Stella Ellis, 123.08, and Sophie Fox just missing her best time with a 128.35. And Stella Ellis did have a best time. All right, 100-yard freestyle for varsity. Lane 3, Jenna Braun, senior for Mason City. Suri Hansen in lane 4, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 5, Marie Maternack, a senior for Mason City. Lane 6, Alex Harzwick, a senior for Ames. Lane 7, Anna Marie Hansen, a junior for Mason City. And Maya Smith in lane 8, a sophomore for Ames. Jenna Braun comes into this in lane 3 with the best time of 57.04. Lane 4, Suri Hansen, a best time of 58.58. Marie Maternack, 107.77. Alex Harzwick, 57.7, and Maya Smith, 105.7. Lanes 3 through 6, pretty even, though it looks like Alex Harzwick in lane 6 might have it's Suri Hansen with just a couple tenth of a second lead at the turn, inching just ever so slightly ahead of Alex at this point. And Marie Maternack and Jenna Braun duking it out for third at this point. We'll see if Surrey can hang on or if Alex will catch her, or maybe even Jenna Braun there in lane 3 might creep up to second. Maybe. Looks like it. Yep. Almost. So first place, Surrey Hansen at a time of 57.81. Jenna Braun in 58.48. Third, Alex Harzwick in 58.62. Followed by Marie Madernack in 59.6. Huge time drop for Marie of 8 seconds. All right, junior varsity 500-yard freestyle. Looks like we have 2 swimmers. In lane 4, Hannah Tice, a junior for Ames. And in lane 6, Clara Fields, a senior for Ames. School record in this event, 4:59.24 by Brindley Horace in 2017. 100-yard freestyle school record, 49.50. We just completed 49.54 by Amy Fedderson in that same year, 2017. Out to the early lead on the first 25, Clara Fields. Long way to go in this race. %10 of the way done. 20 links of the pool, if I did some quick math right there. We'll see how well they hold their splits. 32.82. Well, this one's always a little quick. The first 50, that's always a hard one to compare. We'll see how their splits go from here on out. $35.78 for Clara. We'll see how well she holds those 36-second splits, and a 40 for Hannah. So see how even they swim here throughout the remainder of this race. So see how Clara does on her split here. 36, just maybe a few tenths slower, but still right in that 36 neighborhood. See how Hannah does on her second split here, how even she's swimming. 42, a little bit slower for her, so. Looks like we got a good turnout from the boys swim team for timers tonight. I know that's something they like to do. The boys swim team comes out, does the timing for the girls meets, and then the girls reciprocate, come out and do the timing for the boys meets. I think that's a great way to show some good sportsmanship. Coming up on half done here, I think. For Claire, yeah, that's about right, I think. 3 minutes, I'm in a 38. She's slowed down just a little bit. Her best time in this race is 6 minutes and 5 seconds. For Hannah Tice, her best time is 7 minutes and 6 seconds. It's always good if you have a good distance per stroke and some nice technique when you're swimming the 500 when you're going to be out there for a while. 44 seconds for Hannah on that last one. We slowed down a little bit more, but still staying fairly consistent with each of her splits. See how Clara does here at 300, I think. 38.20, so she's been hanging on to 38s pretty consistently the last few 50s. One thing I know that's really nice for the swimmers here is, we have these 5 warm-up and cool-down lanes that you can see at the left edge of the live stream, and 4 feet deep at most. And these are much more. I'm not exactly sure what their depth is, but they're much more competition depth, probably. It looks like they're between. I can't quite read it from here, but they're noticeably deeper than the lanes at the pool, which just makes for a better warm-up and cool-down experience. See how Hannah kind of hanging on to that 42 to 44 range. Clara hanging on to those 38s. They've both been swimming pretty consistently here for a while. I'm thinking Clara's got 75 yards to go, or 3 lengths of the pool to wrap up her 500-yard free. Does not look like she's, I don't think, well, let's see, what are we at now? She won't be getting a best time unless she's got quite a bit left in the tank here, which is possible. She'd have to swim like a 33 to be around her best time, but doesn't, watching her stroke right here, doesn't look like that's going to happen. But she will be close, which, the team's not rested at all for this meet today, so anything close to a best time is a good indication that you're faster than you were last year. You're just not tapered and rested for the race yet. So yeah, her best time was 6:05.62, and she is only going to be off that by a couple of seconds. 6:07.09 for Clara. I'd say that's a pretty good first 500 for the pretty solid 500 for the season. Hannah picking it up a little bit, dropping under 42 for that last 50. Her best time, 7:06. I think she's got another 20. Ooh, this is going to be really close. She's going to be really close to her best time. She's got anything left in the tank. Look at those feet go. She's got a little bit left. She's charging in, trying to get that best time. 7:06.72. Looks like she's going to destroy her best time. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, Hannah, taking a full 10 seconds off your best time. Well done. So now it's time for the 500-yard freestyle varsity. Swimming in lane 3, which is at the top of your pool. Sorry, probably should have said that a long time ago. Nice thing is, if you look at the scoreboard, top down is the same as the lanes. So lane 3 at the top of your pool is Kayla Eide, a freshman for Mason City. Lane 4, Lily Vanderlinden, a freshman for Ames. Lane 5, Grace Hare, a junior for Mason City. Lane 6, Riley Snakenberg, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 7, Mary Fox, a senior for Mason City. And lane 8, Maya Fowler, a junior for Ames. Lily Vanderlinden in lane 4 comes into this with a best time of 5 minutes, 56.22 seconds. Riley Snakenberg has her best time of 5 minutes, 25.56 seconds. The other swimmers in this race will get a best time today. It's something they have not swam before. So we'll see. See how this goes. One interesting thing with this pool, if you notice where the people with the not the scorecards, but the lap counting cards, there on the left, that's a bulkhead that appears movable, but I don't know how often or why they would move it. It's not a 50-yard or a 50-meter pool, even if you move the bulkhead. But I guess there could be some activities where you'd want to move that to create a larger pool. But for competition purposes, I think it'll sit right there all the time. So the early lead, Riley Snakenberg with 1:02.12, followed by Grace Eyre at a 1:13. Those two out to a bit of a substantial lead over the rest of the swimmers. Grace sitting right on Riley's feet at the moment. We'll see if she can stay there. You can also watch their splits like we did in the earlier heats, see how consistent they are. 33 for Riley, 34 for Grace. And it's pretty darn even for third, fourth, and fifth there with our swimmers. 140.106, 148.89, and 142.14. All of those swimmers swimming in the mid-35s. Points matter when you get in those positions of third, fourth, and fifth, as you might remember. First gets 6 points, second gets 4, and it's 3-2-1 for third, fourth, and fifth. So it's definitely worth it, trying to be third versus fifth or sixth. Riley still swimming 33s. Grace still swimming 34s, our first and second place swimmers there. Looks like Maya's starting to take control of third place down there in lane 8. She's got about a body length lead over Lily van der Linden. Kyla Eide sitting right there on Lily's hip up there in lanes 3 and 4, trying to maybe catch a little bit of Lily's wake. A little like a surfer can ride a wave. It's actually something they try to minimize with the lane lines in swimming, but there's still a little bit of wake that can make it to the lane next to you. So sometimes you'll see swimmers hug that lane, trying to get a little bit of a boost from whatever wake they might be able to ride. So Riley out to a pretty commanding lead at this point, still clocking 33 after 33 after 33 for her. She's got 200 to go the way it looks. Grace has slowed down a little bit to 35s, but still got a pretty strong hold on second place. Riley, just like a metronome, 33, 33, 33, 33. Grace pretty much a metronome too, is now swimming 35, 35, 35. Maya, 36, 38. That's pretty solid. Not sure that wasn't a little bit faster than some of her previous 50 splits. So I think we got 2 lengths of the pool left for Riley to finish up her race. She has a best time of 5:25. Oh, 3 lengths of the pool left. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Got 3 lengths of the pool left for Riley. We'll see where she's at here. Let's see. 54:33. Well, should be close to her best time, though I think she might be just over. But like I said before, being they're not rested, this is pretty solid to be right around your best times, even if you don't get a best time here today. Let's see, though. She's charging to the wall. She's giving it a shot. 5 seconds to go to get there. Boom. Best time for Riley. Turns a 30 for the last 50 to get that best time. 2 seconds faster than her best time. The other swimmer with the best, or that has the best time in this rate, Lily van der Linden for Ames, a freshman, swimming up in lane 4, 5:56.22. She's going to be, it's going to be close. Might be just outside her best time, I think. Or she just proved me wrong, I think. I think she actually got a 5:56.28. Ooh, just missed her best time by 6/100ths of a second. So finishing up that race, Riley in lane 6 wins. Grace in lane 5 second. Maya Fowler down there in lane 8 is third, followed by Lily van der Linden. You got to always appreciate anybody that can swim the 500, much like I talked about the butterfly being a tough race. I mean, if you're not solid and have good technique with your 500 free, it can be a really long and tiring swim as well. So kudos to Mary Fox here for swimming a good solid 500-yard freestyle today. And 6:46.89. All right, event 17 is up next, the 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. We will have lane 4 is Ames with Daniel Randick, Sarah Song, Annalise Johnson, and Hannah Tice. Lane 6 for Ames will be Maddie Swartz, Greta Goodman, Lily Galvin, and Katie Campbell. Lane 8 for Ames will be Sophie Fox, Stella Ellis, Sibylla Catetti. I have to ask Joe Fishers so I can make sure I get her name right, but that's my best guess. And Claire Wang will be swimming in lane 8. So I will mention, just because I happen to notice William Jenks on the deck taking pictures again. If you're listening tonight and you want to go see pictures of this meet, to see if you can find something of someone you know swimming, you can simply go to William Jenks Photography, William, William, Jenks, Jenks Photography, WilliamJenksPhotography.com, and William will have lots of wonderful pictures from the swim meet today, along with probably, you might find some volleyball pictures, some concert pictures. It's just a fantastic hobby that William has and contributes to Ames High School. So in the water now for Ames, we got Hannah Song, Greta Goodman, and Stella Ellis. Looks like the gals in lane 6 out to almost a 2-body length lead. They have a seed time at 2 minutes. We'll see how close they come to that. Boom. Third legs here. We have lane 4 is Annalise Johnson. Lane 6 will be Lily Galvin, and lane 8 will be Sibylla Catetti. Still, lane 6 maybe pushing that out to close to a 3-body length lead. They're going to swim 2 flats. Everybody's got to be right around 30. So will they be at a minute and a half at the exchange here? Looks like they might come up a little short of that best guess seed time. In the water now in lane 6 is Katie Campbell. Lane 4 jumping into the water now, Hannah Tice. And into the water in lane 8, Claire Wang. You really see the water that Katie and Hannah really kicking up in this 50 freestyle. Trying to power their way through the water. Claire Wang doing the same. Generating big splash behind him, trying to help go forward. Notice Claire not even breathing. Oh, there's one on the way back. Oh, there's another. I know in a 50 free, a lot of coaches will really, the fewer the breaths, the better when you're swimming a 50 free. All right. Here we are in the varsity race. 200-yard freestyle relay. Lane 3, Mason City. Swimming in lane 3 for Mason City. Lauren Halverson, Anna Marie Hansen, Maggie Boosman, and Karina Herrig. Lane 4 for Ames. Ella Wesselman, Maya Fowler, Elizabeth Powers, and Riley Snakenberg. Lane 5 for Mason City, Marie Manternack, Jenna Braun, Taylor Halverson, and Kayla Eide, excuse me. Lane 6 for Ames, Sailor Horace, Reese Weiner, Andrea Robertson, and Alex Harzwick. Lane 7 for Mason City, Anna Swagel, Brooklyn Young, Miley Havig, and Mary Fox. Lane 8 for Ames, Hadley Beauchart, Mason Smith, Clara Fields, and Maya Smith. Just a reminder, your leadoff legs, Lauren Halverson in 3, Ella Wesselman in 4, Marie Manternack in 5, Sailor Horace in 6, Anna Swagel in 7, and Hadley Beauchart in 8. Ames out to the early lead in lane 6. Body length lead already. Sailor Horace putting the hurt on all the other teams in this varsity race. Second swimmers in the water, Starting with lane 3, Anna Marie Hansen, Maya Fowler, Jenna Braun, Reese Weiner in 6, Brooklyn Young in 7, Mason Smith in 8. Out to a 2.5 body length lead, that Ames team in lane 6 over Mason City. Ames B team sitting right on the heels of Mason City. Third swimmers in the water, first for lane 6. Andra Robertson, then starting in 3, Maggie Busman, Elizabeth Powers in 4, Taylor Halverson in 5, Miley Havig in 7, and Clara Fields in 8. Still swimming strong in lane 6 for Ames. Mason City holding on to that second place in the relay by just under a body length. Oh, I think it's getting a little closer, though. I think Ames is creeping up on Mason City on this third leg. Anchors in the water, starting with lane 3. Karina Herrick, Riley Snakenberg, Kayla Eide, Alex Harzwick, Mary Fox, and Maya Smith. Looks like Alex is going to bring this home for the Ames team in lane 6 to be first, which, by the way, is worth 8 points. Relays only first, second, and third get points, so there's 8 points for the Ames squad in lane 6. Looks like Mason City is going to get the 4 points for the relay, and then Ames squad in lane 4 will pick up the 2. 143.54 for the Ames team, the one in lane 6, 150.78 in lane 2, and 152.40 for the Ames B squad in lane 3. In case you're curious, the record for Ames High School is 134.88. It appears to be Amy Fedderson, Molly Weiner, a name I can't see, and Grace Snyder in 2016. All right. Coming up. Okay. Coming up next here, we have event 19, the girls 100 swimming tonight. You see, she's missed all the races I've noticed her name in. Always tough to swim by yourself. Maybe it doesn't matter how big the pool is, but in a pool this big, it seems like it kind of tough. But look at Liz go, powering through the water in this 100-yard backstroke. She does have a best time of 1 minute 14.69 seconds. See where she has it. Her first 50, her stroke rate's down a little bit. She really cranked that first 25, but it still looks pretty solid. Turns in 32.53. Wow. I mean, it's going to have to be a disaster for her probably to not get a best time here. Almost 115 from a previous season. Poolside didn't speak too soon. She's got 20 seconds yet. Halfway through the pool with 15 seconds to go. I think she's not going to have any problem getting a best time in this event by, probably 5 seconds or so. All right, nice job, Liz. 38.05 on that second split. 110.58, so just over 4 second time drop for her. That is fantastic for the first meet of the year. Next up, the girls' 100-yard backstroke varsity. Lane 3 will be Bailey Nastrom, senior for Mason City. Lane 4, Olivia Knudsen, a junior for Ames. Lane 5, Grace Hare, a junior for Mason City. Lane 6, Jalen Light, a freshman from Ames. Lane 7, Madison Haas, a junior for Mason City. And Lane 8, Melissa Ning, a sophomore at Ames. Swimmers are in the water. We do have a fair number of people with best times in this race. Let's see, Bailey Nastrom, senior for Mason City, has the best time of 122.78 in lane 3. In lane 4, Olivia Knudsen for Ames, 105.12 is her best time. Jalen Light in lane 6 for Ames, a 103.15. And in lane 8, Melissa Ning for Ames, a 105.72. crazy even at this first 50. In lanes 5, 6, and 8. It's like synchronous turns there. Matter of fact, first and second weren't really first and second, first and first, with Melissa Ning just a couple tenths behind. So it looks like Jalen Light now with a bit of a lead. Not much, though. Melissa Ning hanging right there at the hips of the first and second place swimmers. Looks like Jalen Light for first. Will Melissa Ning get in there for second? Yes, she does. Well, maybe. Something strange going on with the timing system there in lane 5, so they'll be going to hand times for that one. But I will say this, that was a best time for Jalen Light, a best time for Melissa Ning, a best time for Bailey Nastrom, and Olivia Knudsen just misses getting her best time by a few tenths of a second. So very strong races from several of the Ames swimmers there. So now we move on to event 21, the girls 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity, swimming in lane 2. Sabila Katetti, a freshman for Ames. Lane 4, Katie Campbell, a freshman for Ames. Lane 6, Lily Hogue, a senior for Ames. Lane 8, Hannah Song, a junior for Ames. Sabila in lane 2 is exhibition, so she won't officially count in the junior varsity scoring. Let me get you some updated scores here from today. In the junior varsity, Ames leads Mason City 98-10, and in the varsity, Ames leads Mason City 97-43. Breaststroke, I don't know, just my opinion. I was never a swimmer, but just my opinion that this is by far the most technical of all the strokes. Any little wrong thing here and it seems to slow you down dramatically. Like I mentioned earlier, it's when you're swimming the 200 individual medley, lots of things change during the breaststroke leg. The biggest discrepancy between the slowest and the fastest swimmers is always the largest during the breaststroke. Looks like first to the wall at the 50 here. It's going to be Lily Hogue, followed by Hannah Song, and right behind her, Katie Campbell. Lily's got some pretty strong arm pulls. She really gets her chest, head up and out of the water on those pulls without losing her momentum, I think is kind of the key. If I look at Katie Campbell in 4 and Hannah Song in 8, that might be one of the biggest differences in the strokes. Is Katie and Hannah both have a little bit of a hitch when they pull up, but not Lily Hogue. So Lily wins 118.69, followed by Hannah Song 125.23 and Katie Campbell in 125.65. Those two, second and third, were close the entire way in that 100 breaststroke. One change I've noticed this year is we only have one break during the girls' swim and dive competitions at high school this year. Previous years there were always two, one right after the diving, and I'm pretty sure there was always another one right after the 200-yard freestyle relay, but not this year, so it does keep things moving along in the second half. So Sabila finishes in 157.55, so now she has a new best time. Event 22, the girls 100-yard breaststroke varsity. Lane 3, Lauren Halverson, a sophomore for Mason City. Lane 4, Andrew Robertson, a sophomore for Ames. Lane 5, Taylor Halverson, a senior for Mason City. Lane 6, Reese Weiner, a junior for Ames. Lane 7, Lynna Frank, a junior for Mason City. And Lane 8, Alex Powers, a freshman for Ames. Andrew Robertson for Ames in lane 4 has a best time of 1:11.45. Taylor Halverson in lane 5 for Mason City, a best time of 1:11.06. Reese Weiner 1:07.93, and then lane 8 Alex Powers a 1:14.09. Simply based on those numbers, you would think Reese would be the most likely candidate to win this race. Her older sister Molly here also swam at Ames High School. Currently swims, at least last I knew, for Missouri. She was also a breaststroker, so I guess it kind of runs in the family here. Reese makes the turn in 31.87. That would be a strong candidate for her to have a best time. Good solid start. Looks like second and third, Andra and Alex neck and neck for second and third. Followed by Taylor Halverson from Mason City. So Reese just, this will be close. 107.34. Best time for Reese Weiner. Second place, Andra Robertson in 110.94. Best time for her, 111.41 for Alex Powers. A best time for her as well in third, 113.83. Quality time for Taylor Halverson from Mason City, but not a best time for her today. So apparently Reese's time was good enough to be an automatic qualifier for the girls' state meet. So that's always good to get one of those the first meet of the year. That always feels good. So we've come to our last event of the day, the 400 freestyle relay, junior varsity. Up first, lane 4 for Ames, Maddie Swartz, Hannah Song, Claire Wang, and Greta Goodman. Lane 6 for Ames, Maya Smith, Hadley Beauchart, Liz Mitchell, and Katie Stroutman, which won't be Katie. It'll be somebody else. I'm not sure who that is, though. Lane 8 for Ames, Daniel Randick, Hannah Tice, Lily Galvin, and Liesl Snyder. First in the water, Maddie Swartz in 4, Maya Smith in 6, Daniel Randick in 8. Maya out to a big early lead. Body length. Almost need 2 body lengths by the time we get to the first 50, the way it looks. First 50 split for Maya, 29.66, 32.39 for Maddie, and 37.63 for Danielle. Looks like they got some best guess seed times in here. A 4:15 for lane 6, 4:20 for lane 4, 4:30 for lane 8. 4:15s would be roughly 104s. We'll see how close Maya is to 104 here. 102.88. So they're well on their way to perhaps hitting that 4:15. 107. A little behind for the team in lane 4 to get that 4:20. Never know who the rest of the swimmers are, though. And a little behind in lane 8 as well. Swimmers in the water, Hannah Song in 4, Hadley Beauchart in 6, Hannah Tice in 8. Squad in lane 6 probably needs to some. I would say Hadley Beauchart needs to come in at about 2:07 for them to be on pace for that 4:15 that's on here on the heat sheets for the seed time. See how close she comes to that. Going to be a little slow, but not a lot. Looks like we're at about 2:09. Yep, 2:09.71. So third swimmers in the water. Lane 6 is Liz Mitchell. Lane 4 is Claire Wang. And shortly to be in the water in lane 8 will be Lily Galvin. Liz Mitchell finishing her first 50 on the third leg. If they're still going to get that 4:15, she's got to be about 3:10-ish. That's probably not going to happen based on where we're turning. But those, I think, are just best guess times from the coach, Joe Fisher. Maybe challenge times for the girls swimming in these heats. I'm not sure, but anchor swimmer, well, I guess I'm not sure. It's Katie Strootman on the sheet here, but I'm guessing she's been replaced by somebody else. I think it might be Melissa Nate. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to guess, I guess. But does remind me a little of Melissa Nate, but that might be completely wrong. So anchor swimmers in the water for lanes 4 and 8. Lane 4, Greta Goodman, and lane 8, Liesl Snyder. Actually, now that I think about it, that probably wasn't Melissa Ning because this is junior varsity and she would tend to be swimming in a varsity race. So not sure who's swimming in lane 6 for Ames. No, she's... You see how excited the crowds and the teams get for the varsity 400 freestyle relay. Things often get a little rambunctious and exciting. The crowd gets going, so we'll see what it's like today. So the squad in A, Ames A team in lane 6, 4:27.17. Second place, the Ames B squad, 4:59.03, and the C squad going to be about 5:11 maybe. 5:10.87 actually. So all right, final race of the night, everybody watching and listening. 400-yard freestyle relay varsity. Lane 3, Maggie Boosman, Bailey Nastrom, Mary Fox, Madison Haas. Lane 4 for Ames, Elizabeth Powers, Lily Vanderlinden, Melissa Ning, and Alex Powers. Lane 5 for Mason City, Marie Manternack, Grace Hare, Kayla Eide, and Aspen Cole. Lane 6 for Ames, Alex Harswick, Jalen Light, Riley Snakenberg, and Suri Hansen. Lane 7 for Mason City, Karina Herrick, Lida Frank, Anna Swegel, and Miley Havig. Lane 8 for Ames, Olivia Knutson, Clara Fields, Maya Fowler, and Lily Hogue. School record in this event is 3 minutes, 24.89 seconds. 2017, Sophie Sorensen, Brinley Horace, Annie Galvin, and Amy Fedderson. Sophie swims at Kentucky. Brinley swims at Ames. Annie swims at Kentucky, and Amy Fedderson currently swims at Missouri, at least last I knew. All right, pretty even at the first 50 across lanes 4, 5, and 6. Lane 4 with just a little bit of a lead. Half a body length lead for Ames in lane 4. Second and third pretty even between Mason City and the Ames relay team in lane 6. The fourth place Ames team down in lane 8, not much off the pace of the third place Ames team in lane 6. Ames in lane 4 maintains their lead. Mason City right on their hip though. Might even take the lead at the turn. The Ames squad in 6 in third, Ames squad in 8 in fourth. Mason City maybe just inching out to a lead, though the Ames squad in 6 making a big move on this 25. Wow, making up like almost an entire body length on that 25. A good solid turn by this by the swimmer for Mason City. In the water now, by the way, we have Bailey Nastrom, Lily Vanderlinden in 4, Grace Ayer in 5, Jalen Light in 6, Lena Frank in 7, and Clara Fields in 8. Huge swim by Jalen to come from a body length down to almost a body length up. Now in the water in lane 6 is Riley Snakenberg. Lane 5, Kayla Eide, and lane 4, Melissa Ning. Lane 8 in the water right now is Maya Fowler for Ames. Lane 3, jumping in the water for Mason City, is Mary Fox. Lane 7 in the water for Mason City, Anna Swagel. Riley kind of keeping that 2 body length lead over second place, but second place isn't Mason City anymore. It's Melissa Ning bringing the Ames B squad up into second by about a body length now. Anchoring for the Ames team in lane 6, Suri Hansen. Ames team in lane 4, at Alex Powers, and the Mason City team in 5, Aspen Cole. The Ames team in lane 8 is anchored by Lily Hogue. And some very strong, smooth-looking strokes from lots of these anchor swimmers. Not surprising. I'm sure that's why they're swimming anchor. Surrey still with that 2-stroke lead over the Ames squad in 4. Though Mason City coming up on the Ames, Mason City in 5, coming up on the Ames squad in 4. No more breaths if you want to win this. Looks like it's going to be Mason City for second, Ames for third. Not sure why the clock's still running for that Ames squad in lane 4, but this is a brand new timing system for the admin officials here. Elliot Weiner and Doug McCorkle running that system down there, doing a great job, having to learn a new system and getting everything to work right. Might have just been a pad malfunction or a touch or something, because, yeah, maybe it's a pad problem. So, used to be a Daktronics system. Now it's a Colorado system, Colorado timing systems system that everybody's getting used to. So we got the Ames A team first in 3:56.97. The Mason City team second in 4 minutes, 0.14 seconds. The Ames B team was probably like 4:01 or 4 minutes, 0.8 seconds. And then fourth would have been the Ames C squad in 4:14. Fifth would be the Mason City B squad in 4:40. Sixth, the Mason City squad C squad in 5:16. So, hey, appreciate everyone joining us for the live stream tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll go back and look at it, figure out what things we can do to make it even better for all of you watching next time. Just a reminder, if you can get here, the Harrison Barnes Gymnasium dedication on September 15th, I believe it was, in the Dan Flannery Pool, where we've enjoyed this evening. That dedication is September 20th on a Sunday, I believe. So let's see if I can get some maybe final scores. Not 100% sure. In previous years, I sat right next to the scoring people, so I knew if they were final, but not at the new pool. So we're going to go with this as best we can for final score. The junior varsity race, Ames High School 125, Mason City 10. In the varsity race, Ames High School with 121 points, Mason City with 51 points. So hope you enjoyed this evening, and we'll be back here next Tuesday for another Ames High School meet. Enjoy your evening, everyone.